G'day ice cream lovers. Well, we are here. Where actually are we, Jeff? Where are we?
We're in Whitley, West Yorkshire, Great United Kingdom.
We're in Whitley, West Yorkshire, United Kingdom. And we are here at Charlotte's Ice Cream Shop. It's much more than an ice cream shop. It's an ice cream experience. We've got monster sundaes, we've got mini golf, we've got trains, we've even got a couple of kangaroos out the back, and we're going to visit it all with my good friend Jeff here on this episode of the Scoop School Show. Now, I am telling you, there is nothing more therapeutic than driving through the English countryside, particularly in this area of West Yorkshire. The towns, the villages, the expanse of fields and moors are just fabulous. And it's in this setting that we come across Charlotte's Ice Cream. Now, it's an ice cream shop, sure, but they just have so many other things for children and families to do that really makes this particular location a real ice cream gem. And we were here, mind you, in the middle of winter. I was surprised at how many people were out taking in the sights and the activities at Charlotte's. Now, in my opinion, you can't really appreciate the scope of what Jeff and Autry have accomplished here unless you take a shot from the air. The ice cream shop and all of their activities sits on 5 acres that overlooks this beautiful valley and a fantastic view over Jersey. Now, there really is so much to see and do here at Charlotte's that for the first time ever we've split this episode into 2 parts. We want to take a look at the outside, the activities, the animals, and some of the great attractions that Jeff has created for his customers. We say this all the time, you're not just in the ice cream business, you're in the entertainment business. And so many people, families, children, the elderly love coming to Charlotte's to partake in everything that Jeff and Autry have built here. Now we pick up our tour with Jeff as he describes to us what it was like to be headbutted by one of his goats.
You've only been there, you see. So I thought, I've got you now, you bugger. So I get down on my hands and knees and I goes in head first. And just as it gets to, he comes at me, head on, from out of there, head on.
No.
Didn't I know he did me?
The billy goat headbutted you in the rocks.
In the rocks. I was stuck in the rock there. And he came, and I just thought, I was, you know, what sort of thing. And I just thought, Jeff, you're getting bloody stupid here now, the stuff that you're doing here, you know.
So as you can probably guess, Jeff is one of the true characters of the ice cream industry. You've got to come and take a tour with Jeff to really understand the passion he has for what he's built here at Charlotte's. So you bred these donkeys, correct?
Yeah. Come on, that's a good one. Come on.
What do they eat?
Grass. What do you eat?
Ice cream.
Ice cream. This is last year's little donkey.
So halfway through the tour, I'm trying to think, is this an ice cream business or is it a hobby farm? Jeff really does have a great passion for what he does, and there's a story attached to everything. I actually asked him what a quad pod was, as there are children's rides in what's called a quad pod. Tell me, what's a quad pod?
Quad pod is like a 45-gallon drum on its side with a hole cut in the top of it, and put a seat in it. We then put the child in the seat, put a bogey under it.
What's a bogey?
Wheels.
Right.
Bogey of wheels. Put the child in, then couple it up to the tractor, and there'll be about 10 of them all in one line, and we take the children all the way around the land, and that is what's called a quad pod.
How much land do you have?
Only 5 acres.
Right.
5 acres.
But mate, it looks like you own down to the city.
No, not quite yet. But what you find with them, that they just look like, I don't know if I should say this, but if you can remember the Japanese when they were in the warplanes, all you could see was their head. in the aeroplane, if you remember. Well, the children are the same. You can just see that little head in the barrel.
Now, speaking of children's activities, you can't look past this train set that Jeff has set up here, which is a family favourite for all of the people who visit his business here. And as you can imagine, there's always a story. So what's the story with the train? You built all of this.
Yeah, I built this. The story behind the train is I was looking in the newspaper one day and there was an advert, children's train for sale. So I says to Audrey, I said, I'm interested in that. I'm going to ring up again about it. So I did do, and it was down in Cornwall. So I says, the train's in Cornwall. I says, I'm going to go and look at it. You what? She says, you want your head testing? Because Cornwall for me is a long way. I says, book me a train ticket. I'm going to look at the train.
I like the way Audrey's featured in a lot of these things as the
ringleader.
The ringleader. More the voice of sanity and the voice of reason and everything.
So she booked me the train ticket. So on the morning I'm setting off to go to Cornwall, just going out of the door, and I says to her, you won't give me any money to buy the train. She says, you're only going to look, you're not going to buy it, are you? I says, well, yeah, but I says, I might need a deposit. So she gives me £100 deposit money. I said, here there's £100, she says.
So it's pretty plain to see that if you are a mum or a dad in West Yorkshire, this is where you want to bring your kids for ice cream. There is so much to see and do. From the playground to the exotic animals and birds. I tell you, in the summertime, there are so many people that come to Charlotte's that they had to build an extra building just to house the ice cream to serve their customers. Yeah, this building here, you put this in because
of the volume of customers that was coming, the ice cream shop just couldn't cope. So we decided to put what we call a cone stop in, just to serve cornets, to relieve the pressure of the shop.
How many flavours you have in there?
30 flavours. Mm. So, but it only does cornets and cold drinks sort of thing.
How did you get your hands on kangaroos? That's what I want to know.
Off a ship in Hull. So I don't know where they come from. I bought them from Hull, from the dockyard.
You just went down to the dockyard. You got some money from Audrey.
Some more money from Audrey. From the bank.
Did you know you were buying kangaroos?
Yeah, she did on this occasion. She thought it was a good idea on this occasion. They're only, actually the wallabies, but I tell all the children the baby kangaroos, they don't know. I'm quite honest with the children.
So you've become quite the animal husbandry guy, right?
Oh yeah, you've got to, when they're having the young and everything, you've got to know what you're doing with all the different types of animals, because they do vary so much how they have them,
You can always tell people who love the businesses they're in. And seeing Jeff explain to the families and children a little bit about the farm and the animals actually shows how much passion he has for what he does.
It's amazing how the peacocks, this time of the year, how they've soon got the feathers this time. Very, the tail feathers. They don't normally come until more into the spring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So honestly, you can really spend the whole day just exploring the animals, the birds, the activities before you even set foot into the ice cream shop. And that's what we did in the first portion of our visit. Now, apart from all of the animals that you can see, touch and feel, he's got a mini golf course, inflatable rides, and other activities for kids, and he's always in the process of building. So he's planning his next generation here of activities for this coming season. So we're going to leave it with you here and come back in part 2 of this episode to talk more specifically about the ice cream, the operations, and everything that's inside Charlotte's Ice Cream.